Donald Trump has lost this election, and he just wants to show how much class he doesn't have. The picture you see before you is a picture of Donald Trump surrounded by the 4 women that accused Bill Clinton of sexual impropriety up and including rape. Now, none of this was proven, and as a matter of fact, the Republicans have taken so many shots at Bill Clinton is ridiculous, to the point that they had a special prosecutor, Ken Starr, try to nail Bill Clinton, and it didn't work. So that was litigated approximately 20 years ago. But here's Donald Trump on his ass, showing how little class he actually has in his attempt to, and I can't even call it win, but in his attempt to drag everybody down into the mud with him. Now, in case you didn't know it, Donald Trump attempted to get these 4 women up into the box that his family was sitting in, and the head of the debates, the person that was running the debates, told him that there was no way that he was going to be able to put those women up there, because Trump's plan was to have these 4 women face off against Bill Clinton and start some bullshit. The head of the debates, the person running the debates, basically told Trump he couldn't do it, and Trump and Rudy Giuliani and Chris Christie were screaming blue murder, threatening that Trump would not appear at the debate. And I got to give the person running the debate some credit. He basically told Trump to go fuck himself, and if he didn't want to appear on stage, that was up to him. But that if he put those 4 women in that box, the head of the debates was going to call the police and have them physically removed. So obviously they relented.
To the debate, Donald Trump told the press he was going to have a spray dealing with debate prep. In fact, what ended up happening was Donald Trump started off before the debate with 4 women who have accused Bill Clinton of sexually mistreating them, as well as 1 woman who said he raped them.
At 12 years old, Hillary put me through something that you've never put a 12-year-old through. And she says she's for women and children. And she was asked last year on what happened, and she says she's supposed to defend it, whether they did or not. She's laughing on tape, saying she knows they did.
Yeah, and on that one, Hillary Clinton was the defense attorney for the person that was accused of raping that woman. So, I mean, the guy was entitled to a damn defense. So, you know, her complaint shouldn't be with Hillary Clinton. Her complaint should be with her own prosecuting attorney, and in the fact that he didn't bring a strong enough case in order to get a conviction.
Trump may have said some bad words, but Bill Clinton raped me and Hillary Clinton threatened me. I don't think there's any comparison.
Trump, you touched a woman without consent. Why do you say you touched a woman without consent, Trump?
Now, Paula Jones is a piece of work. You got to listen to her, because she just decides that she's going to go off.
Why don't you go ask Bill Clinton that? Go ahead and ask Hillary as well.
Now, the women also appeared at the debate as guests of Donald Trump. He tried to actually sit them in the family box, but the head of the debate commission removed them, saying if they sat down, security would escort them out of the debate. Now, once we finally got to the debate, it was Hillary Clinton who went on the attack against Donald Trump, saying he was simply unfit for the Oval Office.
But I think it's clear to anyone who heard it that it represents exactly who he is, because we've seen this throughout the campaign. We have seen him insult women. We've seen him rate women on their appearance, ranking them from 1 to 10. We've seen him embarrass women on TV and on Twitter. We saw him after the first debate spend nearly a week denigrating a former Miss Universe in the harshest, most personal terms. So, yes, this is who Donald Trump is. But it's not only women, and it's not only this video that raises questions about his fitness to be our president, because he has also targeted immigrants, African Americans, Latinos, people with disabilities, POWs, Muslims, and so many others. So this is who Donald Trump is. And the question for us, the question our country must answer, is that this is not who we are.
I'm not proud of it. I am a person who has great respect for people, for my family, for the people of this country, and certainly I'm not proud of it. But that was something that happened. If you look at Bill Clinton, far worse, minor words, and his was action. His was what he's done to women. There's never been anybody in the history of politics in this nation that's been so abusive to women.
Donald Trump, either he's got adenoids or he's got a serious cocaine habit, because every time he gets there and that mic gets anywhere close to his nose, you hear this guy snorting. I mean, it's really distracting. All right, but again, notice how he tries to pivot away from his indiscretions, and there's going to be more video coming out showing stuff that he's done worse than the video that just came out. But he's trying to say, well, Bill, look at what Bill did. Don't look at what I did. Look at what Bill did. Well, we all know what Bill did and didn't do, and that's already been litigated. Your stuff has yet to be litigated, and there is a potential, not even a potential, there's a rape case making its way through the court system on your ass too. So you are nowhere near holier than thou.
So you can say any way you want to say it, but Bill Clinton was abusive to women. Hillary Clinton attacked those same women and attacked them viciously. 4 of them here tonight. Don't tell me about words. I apologize for those words, but it is things that people say. But what President Clinton did, he was impeached, he lost his license to practice law, he had to pay an $850,000 fine to one of the women.
When I hear something like that, I am reminded of what my friend Michelle Obama advised us all. When they go low, you go high. And look, if this were just about one video, maybe what he's saying tonight would be understandable. But everyone can draw their own conclusions at this point about whether or not the man in the video or the man on the stage respects women. But he never apologizes for anything to anyone.
In the studio in D.C., our panel, C.J. Jordan, former Deputy Political Community Affairs Director for the 2016 Republican National Convention. Also, Midwin Charles, she's a legal analyst and Essence magazine contributor. Janae Ingram is a nonprofit executive, former executive director of the former head of the Washington, D.C. office, National Action Network. We also have Spencer Overton, President and CEO, Joint Center for Political and Economic Studies, and Sue Zoldak, founder and CEO for the Zoldak Agency, also a Republican. All right, folks.
All right, I want you to pay special attention to C.J. Jordan. She's another one of those black Republican coonettes that has no defense for any of the policies of the Republican Party, and in particular Trump's actions. So she does what all of the Trump surrogates do. She tries to spin and get away from a question that she's asked in order to attack Clinton, and she does this consistently.
Let's get right to it. Spencer, when you look at this debate, Donald Trump clearly decided he wanted to sling as much mud as possible, bringing out 4 Bill Clinton's accusers, and then bringing up his sexual past to deflect from these tapes that also came out on Friday. Your assessment of last night's debate?
Hillary Rodham Clinton is the candidate. Bill Clinton is not the candidate. That's one piece. Another, we talk about this just being locker room talk. You know, locker room talk is the reason that we have all male and all white country clubs and all white and all male corporate boards, why power in this country is concentrated in a particular way. So locker room talk is important, Roland. I think that Secretary Clinton's response was interesting in terms of not just saying, hey, this is a gender problem with women. She talked about African Americans, about Latinos, about Muslims. She recognized that this is not just about women, it's a much larger problem.
Midwin, when you look at this debate, when you look at what took place, you saw the body language was very interesting. Hillary Clinton, she often, when she was finished, sat down at the bar stool. When she was talking, Trump was sort of roaming around. Many say sort of...
Trump wasn't roaming around. He would often come up behind her, almost stalking her, trying to, I guess, press a physical presence, trying to overpower her, as she, to her credit, basically ignored him.
Using his physical presence to try to intimidate Hillary Clinton. Your assessment?
Well, I don't think he did anything to sort of back away or deflect from this idea that he has a problem dealing with women who are educated and who are fabulous. The way that he sort of stalked her and kind of used his presence to kind of walk around her and intimidate her is one. But the way in which he answered that question about the videotape I thought was appalling, because what he did was say that he's not as bad as ISIS. It's one thing to say you apologize, and it's another to kind of deflect and say, well, listen, this is happening in the Middle East, and he basically just deflected, and he did not at all try to say, listen, this is not who I am as a person. I can be commander-in-chief, and I just don't understand how it is that he thinks he's going to get the support of women with that abysmal performance that he did yesterday. All he did basically is measure up to all we've known all along, which is this is someone who does not respect women. And I think she did a masterful job of pointing that out, but without going too much on the attack. She really didn't have to do much because his record over the past year and a half stands for itself.
CJ and Kim, both of you are Republicans. Many Republicans have been deserting Donald Trump. You had Jason Chaffetz, Republican from Utah. You had Kelly Ayotte, senator, as well from Maine. I mean, you had a number of people who were flat out embarrassed by and appalled by this video and by Donald Trump's 90-second apology on Friday. Does this continue to hurt him and hurt the Republican Party?
I think what you're going to have is the fact that each one of these candidates have their own individual race. All politics are local. And I think Donald Trump did an extraordinary job last night in apologizing, but also pivot.
There wasn't any apology in that. There was no apology whatsoever. Even the main Republican guys state that he did a piss poor job, you know, if he wanted to try to make a public apology during that debate.
And throwing it back over to Hillary Clinton and saying, at the end of the day, you are the one who denigrated women. You were not a Camille Cosby.
Okay, first point. There is little to no evidence of Hillary Clinton actually denigrating women. Okay, now, did she say a bunch of stuff about women? Yeah, but most women, when they felt wronged, obviously she took care of Bill in private, but she wanted to nail those broads in women in public. And one or two of them, you know, she actually did, but she didn't go overboard.
We didn't bring Melania Trump out to defend what Donald Trump did, but you went on the attack against these women. So again, it's a double standard when we talk about women and the victim.
Okay, I actually the question I asked was specific as to whether or not this is going to stop or slow down the number of Republicans who are abandoning Trump, who are saying they're not going to vote for him, who are blasting him. Sue.
Absolutely, I think it's going to slow that down. I mean, look, you know, people had to do what they had to do because of appearances and PR, and I think, you know, part of the problem here has been just the backbone of the party to begin with. I'm not going to make excuses for the RNC or for Reince or, you know, for how they have controlled the Republican Party up until this point. I mean, this has been a problem since the beginning. But Donald Trump, you know, he made a lot of good points yesterday. We talked about the issues. We talked about trade. We talked about taxes. These are the things that people care about. And the thing is, if people didn't care about those and they didn't side with Trump, then Hillary would be winning by, you know, 40, 50 points. You know, she's winning by 3 points or 4 points in the latest poll within the margin of error.
But Janae Ingram, bottom line is here. It's very easy to try to say, hey, let's pivot, but those tapes damaging. Donald Trump has had a problem with women from the beginning, especially college-educated white women. He has been losing them to Hillary Clinton by double digits. We're dealing with the issue of rape culture all across this country. Donald Trump essentially was describing sexual assault in that video recording. Yesterday he said, well, no, he never had done those things, but he was quite emphatic about what he had done on that recording. Do you believe when the polls come out in a couple of days, since that video was dropped on Friday, that he's going to take a big hit, especially from women? Janae?
He's definitely going to take a hit. I don't understand how any woman can be okay with what he said. I don't understand how he can be okay with what he said, but then again, we are talking about Donald Trump. At the end of the day, any woman who is self-respecting cannot sit by and listen to this man say that he gropes women without their consent, that he kisses women without their consent. I don't understand how this is a person who is running for not just political office, but for the presidency of this country. If this were anyone else, we would be having a completely different conversation. I can't even imagine if Barack Obama had said these things when he was running for president. I can't even imagine a mayor saying these things, running for the mayor of some small city. This is completely absurd that we're even having this question about whether or not this is okay. It is completely not okay, and I definitely think he will see a hit from those same college-educated women, especially at a time when we are seeing such a defense against sexual assault. You have the It's On Us campaign that has come up, and that's a question that has been brought up a lot. I've spoken to young college-age women, and they're concerned about their safety. So this is definitely going to hurt. Hold tight, folks. When we come back, we'll talk more about.
All right, so there you go. You got the two Republicans, which took definitely a predictable path in the defense of Donald Trump, and you got the three, I call them Democrats, who actually said that Trump is done. So, you know, it is what it is. He's done, you know, and only the foolish are going to sit there and try to defend him at this point. So now it's just a question of trying to protect the down ballot candidates of the Republican Party.